Well, hello there, family. I didn't see you there. And welcome back to another edition of Midweek Moment with the Crenshaws. I am Sanchez Crenshaw, and as always, I am joined by the best part of my day, the apple to my eye, the wind beneath my wings, the rib that completes me, the Natasha Romanoff to my Clint Barton.
No.
No?
No.
Not even a little bit?
No.
So if I said the Black Widow to my Hawkeye, would that make more sense to you?
No.
No?
Wait, no. Avengers.
There you go.
Avengers.
It's Avengers.
What is going on, family? What is going on? I am Angela Crenshaw, guys. What is going on?
That's my wife, family.
What's up, guys?
Family, that's my wife.
What's up?
Family, as always, we always want to start with just a show of gratitude.
Is this your seductive voice you're using?
This is my everyday normal voice.
But go ahead, carry on.
This is how I always sound.
Nope, you don't. But go ahead.
Okay, so family, before I was really interrupted, once again, we always like to start with a show of gratitude, just a thank you. For our new family members, our new listeners,
yes,
welcome.
Welcome, guys.
We are so happy to have you.
Yes.
However you found us, whether it's iTunes, whether it's Podbean, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Google Play, whether it's Amazon Music, whether it's iHeartRadio or our own personal website at www.thecrenshawcorner.com. We thank you guys so much for being a part.
Thank you guys so much.
And then for our returning family members.
Come on now, family. Welcome to the podcast. Come on in the room.
You already know how we feel about you.
Yes.
Now, we love all the family. We love the new family members. We love the returning family members. But there's something about those returning family members.
Come on. Y'all keep getting the ticket and getting on the ride.
They just have a very special place in our hearts. So we just thank you guys so much.
Yes.
And as always, welcome to the cookout.
Yes.
We hope that you brought some aluminum foil so you can what?
Take something with you guys. Take a gem. I was going to say clubhouse. Anyway.
There you go.
Take a clubhouse gem. Or go ahead and take some Crenshaw nuggets with you. Okay. Yes.
One thing we always talk about is that with the Crenshaws, with the Crenshaw Corner, with Midweek Moment, every once in a while.
All the time.
Every now and again.
Every day.
It's a blue moon, but we may go down a rabbit hole.
You a storyteller. Well, go ahead.
I'm just saying.
No blue moons.
We may go down a rabbit hole. The beginning topic may not be the middle topic.
It may not be the topic at all.
Definitely won't be the end topic.
But we'll try to... We'll go back to the topic. We'll go back to the topic. We will.
But the one thing we always try to do, we always try to give you a different perspective. We like having fun.
Yeah.
And so, but one thing we always try to do is leave you with something.
Yeah.
Once again, a different perspective, a different thought process, an aha moment, or just something
I like
a little
that.
different.
Aha moment.
An aha moment.
Light bulb.
That light bulb. That epiphany, as they would say.
When it's so good, you make a stink face. Like, dang, that was good.
We
want a stink face. Yeah.
So, but we always try to leave you something. So we say bring your aluminum foil so you can take something with you.
Yes.
Just so you can depart with something with you.
Yes.
So family, as always, we are an interactive podcast. What that means is that we can be found on the socials. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, all in the Crenshaw Corner. And of course, you can email us at any time at thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. Once again, thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. Family, we love hearing from you.
Yes.
Well, babe.
Dance to the music.
Oh, wow.
Because you out here sound like you a radio DJ all of a sudden. You done got sensuous, so I ain't,
This is my normal speaking voice.
Okay, if you say so, player.
Do you have something against me today or something?
Nope, I don't got nothing against you.
I'm saying you're coming for me so early.
Nope.
So early in the program.
Happy Wednesday.
Wow.
Happy Wednesday.
So it is hump day.
Hump day.
So family, it's Wednesday, midweek moment.
And it has not snowed.
It has not snowed.
I'm very, very disappointed.
Well,
Charlotte.
Let's just say this. In our part of the world, it has not snowed.
Yes.
Not sure about your part of the world, but we live in an area where snow, it doesn't do that. So for some reason, my wife believes the weatherman or weather person.
I believe in the power of life and death is in the tongue. I believe you speak it, thou shalt be. I am speaking snow in Charlotte, North Carolina. I am not playing with you.
We'll see.
I want snow.
Charlotte
I want a snowsuit.
Charlotte gets a flurry every once and again.
I'm buying a snowsuit. I'm getting ready. Y'all ain't even ready. When I'm prepared, don't say nothing. I'm getting a snowsuit.
Here's what Charlotte does. If you take a piece of ice and just kind of grate it a little bit and then throw that grate into the air, that's the snow that Charlotte gets.
So we're supposed to be one, but you're not supporting me. You're not supporting what I'm asking.
I'm being realistic.
But you're not. I'm being realistic. I want snow. I want to go make a snow angel.
You have a better chance of taking some talcum powder, throwing it on the carpet, and doing the snow angel that way.
So you're saying that you're not supporting my dreams.
I'm just saying.
So you're not supporting my dream.
I'm bringing you back to reality.
No, you're not supporting my dream. But just know, when it snows, yep, I'm coming back on to talk about it.
If it does, I mean, we got about 10, 15 more years before it does that. So
I'm talking about in 2021, we're gonna have snow. Okay, carry on. I'm not even gonna talk to you about it.
You sure?
Because you and your daughter are very, 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 very evil.
I'm just saying.
Because you both don't believe in. Every day I wake up and I say it's gonna snow.
Yeah, and it hasn't yet.
Power of words. Okay. Go ahead, carry on.
So once again, family, it's Wednesday.
Yes, it is.
It's midweek.
It is.
It's a midweek moment.
It is.
So that means that we will not be before you long.
That's what we always say.
That's what we always say.
We're going to try it this time.
We'll see how it goes.
Oh, it's going to go this time. It's going to be good.
So, family, what we're going to do something just a little bit different.
Yes.
And we don't necessarily have a particular topic that we want to talk about. What we want to do. So, and we've mentioned it a lot on this particular show, our show. The church that we belongs to.
What?
Yeah, what I said right there.
Okay.
The church that we belongs to. Because words are hard sometimes. The church that we attend.
We attend.
Is Elevation. And one thing that Elevation does is that every year, towards the end of the year, the church will come together around a word. And so there's a corporate word that the church will do. And then each individual person or each individual family, they will pray about it and come up with their word going into the new year. And basically what this is a foundational word.
Right.
A word that you can rally around, a word that you can help build, a word that when things are not kind of going your way, you have something to glean to, something to kind of hold on to kind of get you through that upcoming year. So what we decided to do is kind of talk about our 2021 word.
Yes.
And just kind of go from there. Right?
Well, do you remember what 2020 word was?
Do I remember my 2020?
As a family?
Ooh.
Because not individual, as a family.
That was so much that happened in 2020.
No, sir. The 2020 word was consistency.
It was, wasn't it?
It was consistency. And we have been consistent in our podcast and our finances and what we believe and what we've been doing. We've been consistent without even thinking about it. But 2020, the word was consistent. And even inconsistent with everything that was going on in 2020, we still steadfast. We didn't waver for what we believe that God would do for our family and for us. And so it was consistency.
You know what? And now that I think about it, you're right. As far as, well, you're always right. That's something you're not really wrong. Even when you're wrong, you had a chance to be right. So that makes you right.
Ooh.
And you remind me of that as often as you can, that you're not a person that's ever wrong. So
you see how calm I am? I'm being consistent. I'm taking that 2020 word and I'm being cool, calm, and consistent and not attacking you. But go ahead.
Yeah, every day you wake up and choose violence.
I will until it snows.
I understand.
I'm telling you right now, until it snows, this is what I'm going to do.
All right. So, but yeah, when I sit back and think about it, and I think 2020 was our most overall consistent year. Even with everything that was going on, all the changes, all the craziness, all the ups and the downs. When I peel back the layers, it really was our most consistent year.
Yeah.
Like you said, from the podcast to our relationship itself, to our finances, to
our children, our family.
Yeah, I would say I can see that.
We didn't waver from what we believe.
Yeah,
you know,
we because you came into 2020 with a particular scripture, and it was something that you always said. You came into it with a Nehemiah mindset.
Yep.
And you said, "I'm not coming off the wall."
I'm still not coming off the wall.
Yeah, and that's one thing that you constantly said throughout 2020. I'm not coming off the wall.
No matter how many people agitated me, frustrated me, I was Like Nehemiah was like, why should I come down and talk to you? I'm about my father's business. I'm about building this wall. And I just felt like no matter what happened, I wasn't going to come off the wall. And no matter what was frustrating me or agitating me, that I was going to stay on that wall, no matter what I saw, no matter what was going on, because I had something that I knew I wanted to do, you know.
Before we go into our 2021 word, you open up a door I kind of want to explore.
Okay.
With kind of building up to the 2021.
Okay.
So let's talk about 2020 for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
So, because to be all honesty, it was more so you. And then once you told me, I prayed about it. I was like, yeah, okay, we should do this. We should go with this word. What initially made you want to go with consistency for our word for 2020?
Because we weren't consistent before.
What do you mean?
In 2019, we were not consistent. We were all over the place. We were procrastinating. We were starting something, not finishing it.
Are you saying the Crenshaws were flaky?
Yeah, I was going to try to use a different word, but flaky is a really good word. Come on now. And I just think that we were wishy-washy, as your grandma said.
As my mother would say.
Right. Wishy-washy where we wanted to live, wishy-washy what we wanted to do, wishy-washy we was going to stay in our career. It was just all over the place.
Right.
And we wishy-washy in reference to our individual as well as our corporate dreams. Because we've had several conversations like, what is the dream for our family? What's the goal for our family? Very wishy-washy. Things kept moving around.
Right.
So many moving pieces. And so, yeah. And so we weren't, not that, we were bad people. We just were not doing what we were supposed to do.
Okay.
And so that's when we both prayed and we were like, okay, what is it? And we had words. We both gave words.
Right.
And then we both agreed that consistency would be the word because that's what we needed to do. We need to knock it off the wall because we would start something, and because if something happened with the kids or something happened with our parents or something happened with our finances, something happened with the job, we would kind of like move away from our major goals. And we'd be like, okay, put that on the back burner right now because this needs our immediate attention. When a lot of that stuff didn't even belong to us. It was belonged to other people, but we was giving it immediate attention, but it wasn't our emergency.
In your estimation, what do you think helped us through 2020 to be more consistent? Well, let's not say us. Let's start with you, and then I'll answer for myself. So for you, what do you think in 2020 helped you be more consistent?
I think a lot of stuff that I didn't realize was going to happen, like my brother having cancer, passing away. Our brother rather having cancer, passing away. Pooh being born, having to have open heart surgery. Had we not, that word made us stand. Like we were really Nehemiah. We didn't get off the wall. We didn't go crazy, lose our mind like, oh, our grandbaby, oh my God. We knew we had to take that in prayer. And we didn't go like, oh my God, our brother has cancer. We knew go see him, take care of him, let him enjoy his life. Oh my God, you got furloughed. Had we not had that word and remind ourselves what it was, that would have been different because you were furloughed for like 6 months.
Close to a year.
Yeah, close to a year. But we were like, nope, we're not going to go all crazy. Like, oh my God, what we going to do? Why us? We were like, no, why not us? It is what it is. And we need to stay grounded and believe God and believe that this too shall pass, no matter how hard or how heartbreaking or how gut wrenching it was. We just knew with that word, it meant something to me. And I knew that we had to be consistent because we weren't consistent before, and we would just make all of these things that was happening this big emergency, and then we will fall off. That's how I felt about it.
Yeah, I can see that. Also, for me, just speaking from my perspective on it, I think what kept with me consistent was I came into 2020 out of 2019 just tired, mentally tired, physically tired, emotionally tired, just tired.
Right.
And then everything started unfolding in 2020 because everything started folding quickly.
Yeah.
In 2020.
Whew.
Because it went from this is a thing that's happening halfway around the world to this is a thing that's happening next door to this is a thing that's happening in our family. And so for me, I was just tired. I was tired of being anxious. I was tired of being nervous. I was tired of being scared. I was tired of being indecisive. I was just tired.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm just gonna pick. I'm gonna pick a lane, and we're gonna see what happens. Instead of maneuvering from lane to lane to lane, looking for this, looking for that, I'm just gonna pick a lane.
Yeah.
And we're just going to see what happens.
And consistency was that lane.
Yeah, and I'm going to just ride it
Mm-hmm.
as far as I can.
Right.
Which, like you said, that truly, for me, that truly helped me get through
Right.
2020, because 2020 could have been a year that you legitimately could have lost your mind.
Yeah.
And it would have been understandable.
Yeah.
You know, and family, when I say this, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. If you came out of 2020 with your sanity intact, you deserve a victory dance.
Yeah.
Because that is something to be proud of. Do not let that become a small thing.
Right.
If you came out of 2020 intact,
yeah.
Now you might have been battered,
Mm-hmm.
you might have been bruised,
might have been scratched up,
you might have been knocked down,
mm-hmm.
you may still have some bruises from it.
Yeah.
But you came out of it intact.
That mind is the most powerful thing. That's a victory.
Yeah, that's a victory.
Yeah.
So we did that. So we looked at 19. We kind of went over our marriage. We went over everything.
Mm-hmm.
And we came up with the word, consistency. And I think for the most part, we stayed true to it.
Yeah.
So now 2020 wrapping up.
Mm-hmm.
It's the end of the year.
Right.
It's that time, Pastor saying, what's your word? What's your word? Get your word. So, babe, tell the family what is our word going into 2021?
For the family or for?
Let's start with family.
Family. We chose foundation.
Foundation.
To go back to the foundation, because now that we're consistent, we need to go back to the foundation, the very thing that built the Crenshaws, the thing that built the marriage, that built the strength. Where is that? And that came back from prayer to pray and fasting, and so we have to go back to the foundation, and we still are walking that journey to go back to the foundation, because without the foundation, you can put up all the walls and put up all the pretty pictures and put up the sheetrock and all of that. But without that concrete, without that foundation, everything, it'll crumble. It doesn't make a difference. A one good strong wind can take and topple this whole thing if we're not grounded in foundation. And so we chose foundation to say, how did we get here, and what do we believe? What do we stand on? Right. What is the God's honest truth? And I think that we're still exploring, even though we're not perfect. So even though we found that word, we're still exploring that right now in 2021. Like, what is the foundation? What does it look like? How do we make sure? Because we're not going to come off that wall. But again, even when Nehemiah was making the wall, he had to go talk to the people first and say, this is what we're going to do. This is the foundation before we build the wall. And so just to make sure that we have the full foundation. So if all hell break loose, I said hell, people, break loose, that we know where to go. We know to go to the Father, God is the center of everything. Right. But also, what is the foundation of our marriage? What's the foundation of raising our children, our grandchildren, our finances? Everything needs to have a foundation. And that's what we chose. Why did you like the word?
Well, I'm going to touch on that for a moment. One of the things that I'm pretty sure, family, you've heard and phrased differently and said differently, paraphrased, but I'm pretty sure at one point in time in your life, you've heard the statement that to know where you're going, you have to know where you've been.
Mm-hmm.
And for us, that's what we had to do.
Mm-hmm.
We had to go back to wherever we've been.
Yeah.
To know exactly where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as for me, for foundation, the reason I wanted to do foundation is because I feel like foundationally we were not set.
Mm-hmm.
From our friendship
mm-hmm.
to our marriage to
mm-hmm.
our finances.
Mm-hmm.
For me, speaking for me, from my relationship, my spiritual relationship,
mm-hmm.
I feel like coming out of 2020, a lot of things for me got shaken.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, if I'm totally being honest.
Yeah, be honest.
It got shaken.
Mm-hmm.
My faith,
mm-hmm.
My relationship, the way I looked at myself,
mm-hmm.
My confidence,
mm-hmm.
a lot of things for me got shaken.
Yeah.
And so for me, I had to get back rooted in how I grew up, in what I know.
Right.
Because here's the thing. Here's the beautiful thing about knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Knowledge, once you gain knowledge, it can never be taken away from you.
It can't be removed.
It can never be removed. There's an old saying that if you ever want to hide something from someone, you put it in a book.
Mm-hmm.
And because knowledge is the key to a lot of things.
Right.
And so what I had to go back to the knowledge that I had for certain things in life. Because no matter what happens when you have that foundation, that knowledge foundation, it can never be taken away, like I said. So what I knew, it was time to get back. I knew it was time to reaffirm our foundation, our relationship. It was time to reaffirm our foundation in our and with our kids, like you said, definitely have to set a foundation for Pooh.
Mm-hmm.
And financially, just a lot of things that we needed to
Mm-hmm.
firm up.
Yeah.
So that's why I love foundation for us.
And also, too, when you think about it, every now and then you have to, even when you build a house and you've had a house for a year or two, they do come back and check your foundation
Yeah.
because it shifts.
Yeah,
The
it will
foundation
shift
can
on.
shift. And so you want to make sure, and the goal was to make sure if there was any cracks in our foundation, that we need to make sure that we put some cement in it and we fortify it. We put
Right.
some prayer and some fasting in it and fortify it, because it don't take much. It don't take much. One crack in the foundation. Anybody who has a house, no, especially a house in front of your house, you have a sidewalk. I never forget, our parents had, in New York, had the brownstone, and it
Yeah.
had one crack, took the whole, sort of crack in the whole foundation in the front of the sidewalk, and they had to pay like a couple of $1,000s just for, because the city said this crack is dangerous. Somebody can trip over this crack and they can sue you and blah blah blah. And they spent like $4,000 or $5,000
Right.
fixing that crack. But it had they saw the crack, but it was a small crack, so for them it wasn't a big deal until that crack started moving. And so the goal was to go back in our marriage and everything that we're doing right now and make sure that just because it's a small crack does not mean that that crack does not need to be taken care of ASAP. We don't want that crack to run. Kind of like when the window shield, same thing. You get
Yeah.
that one small crack and like, oh, it's okay, no problem. And then one day you wake up and something hit it, or it's cold, and that crack has
Traveled all the way down.
traveled all the way down.
Yeah.
But had you took care of the small crack in the beginning, which is the foundation, then this wouldn't be the case. And that's what foundation meant to me. I don't want a small crack in the foundation of anything that we're doing,
Right.
and not take care of it.
Now, family, understand that what my wife just said is powerful. I'm gonna toot her horn real quick. So I don't want you to miss that. I'm talking to my married family right now. This is something that every married couple needs to do,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what phase of marriage you're in, whether
Mm-hmm.
you are a day into a marriage or
Mm-hmm.
you're 6,352 days into a marriage.
Yeah.
Whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
you need to examine the foundation of your marriage.
Time for inspection.
Inspect it.
Yeah.
There's a reason
Mm-hmm.
that you have how building inspectors and housing inspectors, and people come out and they inspect the foundation. They inspect the frame. They inspect a lot of things when it comes to that house, because like my wife said, it only takes a small crack.
Mm-hmm.
It only takes a small crack in your foundation.
Yeah.
Because the thing about cracks is that they never stay that small.
Yeah.
They start small,
Mm-hmm.
but then they continue to crack. They continue to break. They continue to travel.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing you know, your whole foundation is unstable.
Yes.
So my advice to you, family, is start inspecting now.
Yes.
There is no such thing as a small crack.
Nope.
There is no such thing as small resentment. There is no such thing
Mm-mm.
as small anger. There is no such thing as small animosity. There's no such thing
Small
as
bitterness.
small bitterness.
Nothing.
There's no such thing as a small anything when it comes to that,
Mm-hmm.
because that grows so quickly. And then the next thing you know, the foundation of
Yes.
your marriage is not as strong as it should be.
And you can't sell the house.
And then
you can't sell the house.
And then at that point, any hard wind comes,
Yeah.
and your whole home crumbles.
And a wind that normally with a house with great foundation wouldn't touch it, but a wind with a house that doesn't have great foundation, it can basically take that whole house out.
Yeah.
And so you just have to be mindful. So foundation was definitely ours, and like I said, we're still looking at our foundation. We're still trying to make sure that there's no cracks, and if there's one little crack, then we need to fix it. And that's another thing. Not trying to be overly spiritual, but the enemy only needs one crack to come in and run havoc in your family, in your finances, in your marriage. He just needs one thing, and it don't have to be the crack on your side of the bed or the crack on his side of the bed. It just needs to be a crack. Yeah. And if he can get in, he is coming to raise havoc. Make no mistake.
All right, babe. So corporately, for the Crenshaw
Foundation.
Collective, for the Crenshaw Collective is foundation.
Foundation.
So, babe, what is your?
Nope, yours. I know you was going to try me first. Nope, yours.
Wow, why are you doing like that?
Nope. What is your individual word?
I am the host of this show.
No, sir. We are the host of the show.
You are.
Back to you,
First
Bob.
All, you are the
the who?
co-host.
The who?
You are the
Yeah, okay.
co co-host.
And you are the choked out husband.
Always choosing violence.
I'm just saying, I wake up like this.
I'm noticing that.
So, what is your word for 2021?
Well, ma'am, since you asked so nicely and politely.
Because I'm a good person.
Okay, you keep saying that.
Go ahead.
My word for 2021, my personal word for 2021 is demand.
Right.
It's my word for
I like it.
It's demand. And the reason I chose demand is because not only am I demanding more out of my life, I am demanding more out of myself for 2021.
Okay.
I have a really good life, but it could be great.
Okay.
I'm a borrow a phrase from Max from Wonder Woman '84.
Oh, that movie was so. Don't do that. I was so hurt. I don't even. I'm doing a glory tear as we speak right now because that movie was not.
But yeah,
wasn't a good movie.
I'm gonna borrow the line from Max Lord.
Oh my goodness, go ahead.
Life is good, but it can be better.
Really? Did he say it like that?
Yeah, that's how he said it.
Okay, carry on.
Life is good, but it can be better.
I can't with you.
So life was good. Life is good, but life can be better.
Yeah.
And it's only because I only push myself in certain aspects of my life. When it comes to corporate America, when it comes to my professional job, I will push myself all day long.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm being honest. But when it comes to my personal goals, when it comes to my personal life, I don't put as much in as I should.
Okay.
I get to a certain extent. I get to a certain success, and then I'll stop there.
Right.
And then I'll plateau. And I won't demand any more of myself than that. Because I feel like, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, family. I feel like for lack of a better term, I feel like I've arrived. So I don't feel the need, to push any further. And
to dream bigger.
Yeah, to dream bigger.
I got you.
Because I'm at this stage in my life, I'm so much further along than I ever thought I would be.
That becomes the problem.
And that becomes a problem.
That's right there.
Because I think I've said this before, as a child, until I was 13 years old, the only thing in life I ever wanted was to be Batman.
Right.
I didn't really see much for myself.
Right.
Which is a crazy concept. And so with that, I didn't really dream.
Right.
I allowed my reality of my life at that time.
Right.
To not allow me to truly dream about really what I wanted.
Right.
What I was going to be. What I thought I could accomplish.
Right.
So I stunted my own growth when it came to that.
Self-sabotage.
And then it's amazing how even when I start getting success, then I think of every reason why it's not going to be successful, and then I speak it into existence. I do a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Okay.
And then it's not successful because, like you said, I self-sabotage myself.
Right.
So for 2021, I decided, you know what? Let's cut all that out. You're not getting any younger.
Right.
Going into 2021, 43.
Right.
Which is crazy when you think about it, because I never really thought I would see 43.
Yeah.
Not saying that I thought I'd be dead by now. Right. But I just never thought of that. Never considered that.
43.
Yeah, I never considered 43.
Right.
To be honest, I never considered 40.
Right.
So now I'm 43, going into my 43rd year on this earth. Right. Like I really never considered what a 43-year-old version of me would look like.
And I just want to say something. That's where the work begins.
Yeah.
Because since you never considered 43, that didn't mean that you considered being married this long.
Exactly.
You didn't consider having a grandson.
Exactly.
You didn't consider having adult children. You didn't consider, because that's just true transparency and honest. You did not consider. So now it's like, do I wing it? Or do I demand that I put some effort into this? Do I demand that I really do this thing? You know what I'm saying? Because, you'd be like, I've never really considered, like, when it's like having somebody, you always wanted a business, but you never considered anyone would pour into your business.
Right.
So you never wrote a business plan. You never got a bank account. You never did anything. And then this person comes and be like, hey, I want to put $10,000 into your business. Tell me about it. And you have nothing. Because you didn't plan for it. You didn't think about it, right? You knew you wanted it. Like you say, I knew that I would be living,
right,
but I didn't know I would be living, right? So that's so good, babe. That's so good.
And that's the thing. It's not, don't misunderstand me, family. I'm not saying that I've been half-stepping as a husband or half-stepping as a father or anything like that, but I could be better. To be honest, we all can be better at something. I can be better.
Right.
I can demand more of myself. I can raise my game. I can raise my level.
Right.
I can raise the way I approach life.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a lot to offer. You know,
Right.
not being narcissistic, not tooting my own horn, but I have a lot to offer
Right.
that I've been shortchanging myself.
Mm.
So for me, 2021 once again is demanding more of myself
Mm-hmm.
and also demanding more out of life.
Right.
Because if left up to my own devices, I will live a quite boring life.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, it's work
Mm-hmm.
and it's bed.
Mm-hmm.
That's really about it.
I ain't even gonna talk about it, people. You see, I got quiet. Mm-hmm.
It's work
Mm-hmm.
and it's home.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fact now I work from home.
Right. That did not help this marriage. Jesus.
Because now I don't have to leave the house for nothing.
My God. My God, it didn't help the marriage. I'm being transparent.
You know?
Did not help.
Because before
I understand, but it did not help.
I'm just saying, because before I had to leave the house, I at least had to leave the house 5 days a week.
Right.
To go into the office.
And see other human beings. Have other conversations.
You know? But now I've been working from home for almost a year now.
Yes.
You know, since March of 2020, I've been working from home. And with the job I have now, there is no more going into the office. We don't even have a Charlotte office anymore.
So work from home is your office.
Work from home is my office. And so now to be honest, family, my wife has to force me to leave the house now. Because I
hope y'all feel the eye roll. Yeah. Please feel the eye roll, family. But go ahead.
So, but anyway, once again, we went down a rabbit hole. I digress. So for me, once again, demanding more, just demanding more out of my life, demanding more out of my dreams, demanding more out of my perspective, pushing myself harder,
right?
Just demanding more out of life because life has so much more to offer,
right?
And I think what happens is that a lot of the times we get pigeonholed into this version of life, whether it's from, and don't get me wrong, family, I'm not naive because I already hear it now. Where you don't know my life. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I'm going through.
We hear you.
You don't know the hand I've been dealt. And you're right, I don't. But here's what I do know. At some point in time, we all have been dealt that hand.
Right.
It's
one way or another.
You know, it's an old Baptist saying.
Not Baptist.
Yes, an old Baptist saying.
Not Baptist.
You're in 3 phases of life.
Yes.
You're either coming out of a storm, in a storm, or about to go into a storm.
Right.
But either way, a storm is coming.
Storm is coming. So is my snow. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, that snow not coming. But once again, you're either in a storm,
that's right,
coming out of a storm, or going into a storm.
Yep.
But a storm is coming. And so what happens is that a lot of the times we allow those storms to dictate to us how life is supposed to go.
Right.
And so, family, my suggestion to you, my call to arms, so to speak, to you, is to no longer allow the storm to dictate.
Right.
You know it's coming, just prepare for it.
Yeah, be prepared.
Just be prepared for it. But don't let it change your course.
I think, too, what it has a lot to do, I want to just back up to something that you said, like you didn't think about your 40s and now you're in your 40s. What also happens too...
And it happens so quickly. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I don't know what happened. It happened so quickly.
Just woke up and he was 40-something?
I just woke up at 43.
He was just 43. I'm not saying that we have to be childish. I'm not saying that we have to be immature. But for some reason, the moment we became adults, right, we felt like we couldn't play anymore. We couldn't dream anymore. We couldn't imagine anymore. And that's to be honest, that's what the growth, the stumping the growth. Yeah. There's no excitement. It's like we're drones or we like robots. Okay, we get up in the morning, take a shower, brush your teeth, blah, 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 put on your clothes, go to work, go to lunch, go to coffee, get up, blah, blah. So we, and I know that you guys feel me, family, because half of y'all, that's what you do. And then you come from work, come home, get your clothes ready for the next day, pack your lunch, talk to your family if you can, go to bed, get up. And then on the weekend, do your laundry, clean your house, get yourself ready. Now, on Friday, you don't start this whole thing. Get yourself ready. Sunday, relax and get ready for Monday. There's no fun in that. That's not living. That's not that's not living.
Sometimes adulting sucks.
Yeah, but adulting is phenomenal. I have more freedom as an adult than I had in my youth. I choose to think that now that I'm an adult that I have to do all these mature things. Like I
Right.
have to be an adult. No, adulting is fun. Go, you can, you, this is the thing. When you're a child, you're under your parents' tutelage or thumb and you can't make any rules and regulations what to do. When you're a young adult, same thing if you're still living with them or if you're in college, you're under the professor's tutelage or whatever. But when you're an adult,
Right.
you could do whatever the hell you want. I said hell, whatever the hell you want to do. You are choosing that. So when you said about yourself, you chose that. I chose that.
Yeah.
We've chose that instead of having a good time. So we look at young people and we get so aggravated with them. Like they don't even think. They just do. No, we're not really mad at them. We're jealous. We're jealous
I can
because
see
some
that.
things that we just need to not think, just do. It is okay. That doesn't make you immature. That doesn't make you not want to be responsible. That makes you want to live your whole full life. We're only our age group. We're living half of our lives.
Yeah, I agree
You
with
know,
that.
that's why there's so many people like there's wealthy people and all these people who just give up all their money and go backpacking because money's not everything and they just want adventure. The kid in them is bursting to come out and have a good time. The kid in me wants to take off running. The kid in me want, those things, go bike riding or whatever. And we be like, no, we don't have time. We got to do that and the other. So we got to really think about that. So when you say demand, absolutely demand it. Demand it from yourself, but demand yourself to live your best life. Demand that the kid in Sanchez come out. You know what I'm saying? Let him have a good time. Let him have fun. You are such a phenomenal husband and father, and you always put us before anything. And I think sometimes that makes me sad because I want you to put you before anything. Because the best you is the greater you for us. That's just my personal opinion. But anyway.
Thank you, Pat.
Mm-hmm.
What's your word?
You don't want to know my word.
I'm asking
Y'all
so
don't
that
want
we
to know
don't
my
want
word.
to know.
No. First of all, I wasn't like Sanchez and I wasn't like a lot of people. My word did not come to me at midnight. Like I had like 5 or 6 words and I was like, come on, Lord, give me something. Give me something. Because I wanted it before I wanted my word before 2021 hit. It did not it did not happen until like the 2nd or 3rd of January. And I was so disappointed in myself at first. Like everybody else got a word. I don't have it, but I did not. I did not. And then I was in the shower, in
Oh
the
Lord,
bathroom.
it's always the bathroom.
Whenever I'm in the shower, guys, or in the bathroom, that's where me and the Lord get down. That's like my Clark Kent booth. You know what I'm saying? Like I go in there, and
That's your
I
phone
go
book.
in one person, I come out, Angela. But anyway, I don't know why I made that noise. I
Yeah,
don't. Did he make that noise
I
when he
don't think
came out?
Superman ever said, Angela.
I'm just
I don't
saying.
think
I'm
he did that.
just
I don't think he
thinking.
did.
And I came out with this word that was so vicious, so hardcore, so like, wait a minute, it energized me, right? Because I was thinking of cute words, but this word, and he was like, execute.
Execute.
I was like, execute? The heck, Jesus, anybody? So, I'm like, all right, carry on, just like, bruh, what happened to like favor?
Right.
Prosperity. You know what I'm saying?
Those cute Christian words.
Compassion. Something cute. Like
Those
that
cute Christian
right,
words.
that when I say it to people, they're gonna recognize it. They'll be like, oh, I
You so
feel
you so
so
religious.
deep. You so deep.
So
You love God.
religious.
And I was like, execute. I was like, okay, Lord, let's get it. So then it wasn't even like execute in the cute way at first. It was
Right.
like execute. I need you to kill everything in you. I was like, now this is crazy.
Oh, okay.
I need you to kill the bitterness in you. I need you to kill the past that's holding you back. I need you to kill your procrastination. There's things in you that I need you to kill. I need you to kill everything that is not of me, and I need you to kill everything that's keeping you from going to your next level.
Right.
And I was like, execute. Now, how I walk around telling people, girl, what's your word? I'm killing everything. That just did not. It didn't feel godly. You know what I'm saying? It didn't feel like.
But anybody that knows you knows that fits you though.
Really, baby, really.
I'm just saying. You wake up every day choosing violence. So
I'm like, execute. He's like, you're gonna have to kill it. So then he said, but on the flip side, after you execute, I want you to take action. Right?
gotcha.
And I heard that every word that people they say the words, but they don't understand that if that's your word for that year, that means that's the word you take action on.
Right.
The words are not just words to go, okay, my word is favor, right? But your word is to take action. If God gave you the word for favor, then that means not only favor to you, but you should be applying favor to other people. right? It's an action word.
Right.
It's not. It just is. So when God, he was like, now that I've given you execute, now I want you to execute. That means the moment I tell you something, execute it. If I say call somebody, you better call immediately. If I said do this, you better execute it. Even if you're uncomfortable, even if you don't like it, even if you don't understand, even if you don't feel like it, you have to execute it. And since he gave me that word, there are things that I have done. There's people I've apologized. I've called people.
Right.
I'm like, really? I had to apologize to someone just recently, and she was trying to figure out why I was even apologizing. I said, because God told me I had to apologize. I don't know why I'm apologizing because I don't feel like but I did, and I have to apologize for what I did for not, there was some information that she needed, and I had it, and I didn't give it to her.
Right.
Right. And so later, right after the new year, was like, call and apologize. And because you had that information and you didn't give it to her when I told you to. So now he's just telling me to execute whatever it is, execute. Don't sit on it, small or big or little. You have to execute it. So now he's telling me what I need to kill, and then he's telling me what I need to take action on. And that's when he was just like, listen, every word that you do, you have to take action. It's just not a word. Those words are verbs. You have to take action on those words. And so execute has been where I am. So I'm trying to kill every day. I wake up and I guess my family has been a problem for my family because now they just say I'm annoying right now. Because now I just wake up killing any bitterness or any anger or anything. And I wake up, I'm always joyful, but there was a part of me that sometimes inside of me that was still not, I won't say bitter, but I had something that was gnawing at me, right? And so now I just wake up excited, happy, singing, stalkerish. I'm stalkerish. My daughter, like, I'm over the top now, but I'm free from that. I'm free.
If we're honest, you're a little creepy sometimes.
I'm not creepy.
I'm just saying.
I'm not creepy.
You're a little creepy sometimes.
I just be staring at him, guys. I just stare at him.
Okay, so family, real quick. I don't want to. This is a profound moment because everything my wife said. What I need you to do is rewind this part and go back and listen to it again because everything she said was so profound. I do not want to take anything away from it. However, just let's take last night for a minute. So, just a little bit behind the curtain, how our bedroom is set up, because my office is actually in our bedroom. So my wife's workspace is in the front, mine is in our bedroom. So
yes, God is faithful.
It's our bed, and then right on the other side of our bed is my workspace. I have a chair that I sit in, so I'm not always in the bed, so on and so forth. So my wife was sitting in the chair last night. She was watching television. For whatever reason, my youngest son
messed me up.
Has got her hooked on the television show Power.
Never seen it before till
and then the spinoff series of Power of Ghost
Book 2.
Book 2. Whatever. So she's been binge watching. So I'm laying in the bed. I'm watching something on my iPad because when she takes over, she takes over. And then the next thing I know, the television goes on pause. And I happen to look up. And she's just sitting at the foot of the bed, just staring at me. I mean, not even blinking, not saying anything. And she's just staring at me. And I mean, she stared at me for like 3 or 4 minutes straight.
I was looking at him.
It was quite creepy, family. Is all I'm saying. It was quite creepy.
So he says to me, babe, why is this show paused? Well, I thought you were looking at your shows. I said to him, I am looking at the show. I'm looking at you. You're my show. He was like, baby, can you please stop being creepy? I'm like, no, really, you're my show. Yeah. I'm just looking at you. I'm looking at all that is Sanchez.
Now,
and he said, I'm creepy, people. I thought that was loving, to be honest.
Somewhere there's a family member right now talking about, oh, that's so sweet. No, that's not sweet. That's creepy. That's creepy. Stop doing that.
Listen, I'm executing. Lord said, stay at your husband. So I'm just going to stare at my husband.
So, baby, the midweek moment is turned into a full episode.
Yeah, we got to stop. Every single time.
Because we only supposed to be before the family for a minute.
Yes. So, but we love them. We got to let them know where we are.
So what's your final thought?
You're going to the final thought? I didn't curse. I said dang, people. But it did sound like I said something else, but I didn't. I said dang. You're going to go into the final thought just like that?
We got to wrap this up. We got to wrap it up.
Ooh. Make your word action.
Make your word action.
Whatever your word is for this year, 2021, put full force and full action behind it and execute everything that's in your way. Cut it down that's keeping you from your greatest potential.
Love it. Now, family, my final thought is going to be piggybacking off of my wife just a little bit, but instead of going a step further, I'm going to take it a step back.
Okay.
Here's what I mean. If you have not chosen a word for 2021, if you're unfamiliar with the process, if you're not sure about it, if it's something you've never done, I challenge you to choose a word for 2021. And when you choose that word, make sure it's something that makes you uncomfortable. So whatever it is, whether it's foundation, whether it's dream, whatever it is, whatever it is that you come up with, make sure that the action, as my wife said, the action behind that word, because whatever you choose, there has to be action behind it.
Has to be action behind it.
Or you're just wasting time, to be honest.
You just got a word.
Yeah, you just got a word. That means nothing. So whatever word you choose, make sure there's an action behind it, and then make sure that action makes you uncomfortable. Because the only way you're going to grow, the only way you're going to go to the next level, the only way you're going to be truly successful in the way that you are designed and destined to be, is that you have to be uncomfortable first.
Uncomfortable.
So that's going to be my final thought. Be uncomfortable.
Yeah. Move. Get out the way. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know, family. I don't know what just happened.
I was going to say.
I don't know. But
move
family,
get out the way.
Thank you. As always, we love you guys. We thank you for being a part.
How long will we have this voice the next podcast?
We just thank you, family.
Just asking for a friend.
We thank you for being a part. However you're listening, whether it's iTunes, whether it's Podbean, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Google Play, whether it's Amazon Music, whether it's iHeartRadio, on our own personal website at www.drcrenshawcorner.com. We thank you so much for listening.
Yes.
As always, we consider ourselves an interactive podcast, which means we can be found on the socials.
Come on, socials.
We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, all in the Crenshaw Corner.
Yes.
And of course, you can email us at any time at thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. Once again, thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. And as always, family, welcome to our journey.
We love you guys. Bye.